What's up, YouTube? I've had a few people ask me questions about how I'm mounting the Insta360 camera on the Aeroprakt. So I figured I would just do a video for you guys and show you what I'm using. And I'll add the description of the products in the link below if you guys want to go hunt it up. But anyway, that's it right there. So let's get into it. First of all, the boom that comes with your Insta360 camera is the telescopic. It's the telescopic kind. It's telescopic, and I didn't care much for how flexible it was. Now it's great if you're holding it in your hand, if you're putting it on a kayak or a motorcycle. But flying around, a few thousand feet off the ground didn't seem prudent, because the last thing you want to do is lose a $500 camera, and the very last thing you want to do is for that $500 camera to hit somebody on the ground, and you're liable for it. So this is not something that I wanted to use. So did a little bit of searching and found Flight Flicks, and they have exactly what I use and what I needed. So here it is on the airplane. You'll notice the Aeroprakt's got a single strut, and a lot of the bush planes that we see that use the Insta360 cameras have a double strut, so it makes an attachment in two different places, whereas I only have an attachment on one place, and that was not really comfortable for me. So I went with this setup, and I went with Flight Flicks has a pole that is a single aluminum pole. It is not telescopic, and you can get them in multiple lengths. So what we have here is two of the Rock Steady strut mounts, two of the Robbie rib clamps, and then of course the aluminum pole. And the way the rib clamps strap on is with a rubber strap right here, and you can see it makes a pretty solid mount. I mean, I can move it, but in the air it does not move at all. Something else that you'll want to be aware of is that everywhere that there is a bolt, a nut, or a screw, now the nuts all have nylon locking nuts, but everywhere else that there is a bolt or a screw, I have Loctited so that they cannot vibrate loose. These have not been Loctited, simply because I kind of want to be able to take those off, and I have yet to have them loosen up whatsoever. Down here where the camera would mount, there is a lock nut there. It is not nylon, but I'll screw the camera in all the way until it bottoms out, and then I'll run the nut up and lock it in place. I don't have that Loctited in. However, the 1/4 20 threaded stud that goes into the pole is Loctited in, and it cannot come out unless I grab it with tools and force it out. I mean, like I say, the double strut bush planes, or airplanes, I should say, not just bush planes, they've got two struts that they can mount this to, and whereas one really just didn't do it for me. So with the Flight Flicks strut mounts, the rock solid strut mounts, I get a mount on each side, and it really does a pretty good job of keeping everything together and making me feel better about it. So anyway, yeah, that's it. That's how I do it. And I think Flight Flicks has even got it now to where they offer most of this as a package. And it's not cheap. You'll spend a couple $100 on it, but a couple $100 for peace of mind that you don't lose a $500 plus camera is worth it to me. I would add that I would make that part of your pre-flight when you pre-flight your airplane. If you leave it on there all the time, never hurts to go back with the wrench. Just double check everything, make sure everything's tight. I have yet to have anything loosen up. It's all stayed put, and I've probably got, I would say 10 or 15 flight hours on it since I put it on and have left it on, and it's just as solid now as it was when I first put it on there. However, I do check it periodically, and I think it would be a pretty smart thing to do, to check it, make it part of your pre-flight like you would any other item on your airplane. Now, let me also say that Flight Flicks in no way has sponsored this video, nor have they sent me any of these products free of charge. I bought them all with my own money, and I stand behind the product just simply as a customer and a user. Having said that, Flight Flicks, if you see the video and you want to work out a sponsorship, hit me up. I'm always game.